So we got a lot to talk about. I haven't uploaded since April, and the time before that, I hadn't uploaded since last November. With that being said, I've been sitting on footage since April. And you're probably wondering to yourself, why have I been sitting on footage since April? I had a falling out with Sony Vegas. And if you guys didn't know, before I was uploading my vlogs using a app that I had on my iPad. Then it switched to Sony Vegas because I needed to be able to edit on a software that's not my iPad. So I found a really good deal on Sony Vegas and I bought it. And then I ended up using it for a while. I was using it to edit tunic videos and all that stuff, but it wasn't something I loved. It ended up being more of a hassle to record and edit on Sony Vegas than it was to do anything. So I kind of just stopped. I looked for other resources to try to edit videos. And then I ended up finding myself back in DaVinci Resolve. And that's where we are now. Fortunately for me, so far I've been kind of using this for the last couple months. Unfortunately for me, I've been using this for the last couple months because I haven't had a chance to really sit down and edit a full video. Now, since that's over with, let's throw ourselves back in April. I'm going to just break this as fast as I can. I became very quickly obsessed with K-pop back in October 2023. My sister showed me a video and that was the end of it. I became obsessed with two groups really crazily, ATEEZ and Stray Kids. I cannot tell you how excited I was to hear that ATEEZ was going to be the very first boy K-pop group to perform at Coachella. The first weekend was awful. Whoever had the camera had no idea how to film a K-pop group at all. But you know what? It was great. Screaming in my living room and singing and dancing was so much fun. I would go to an ATEEZ concert, but I would not be caught dead in a Coachella concert. That same weekend, I came over and we celebrated my father's birthday. And if you didn't watch my update video, it was crunch time, okay? We were going to go visit family. And so we were taking our dog and I had to clean her. Because that's disgusting. Look at her. Look at my rat of a dog. I'm just kidding, Pharaoh. I do love you quite a bit. Just a little. We ended up getting toys for her to take on her trip. So she got a brand new toy and look at her. Look at her dig this toy out of our grocery bag. She wanted it. And she loves it. I'm very surprised that she loved it because that's not technically the kind of toys that she gravitates towards, but she loves this toy. Had to wash sheets for my house sitters. Second weekend of Coachella. The camera angles, so good. It was magnificent. Paint and build the solar system, or a slight solar system, just our sun. And of course, right before we were about to leave, it snowed. That was the worst thing for me because my fear was that it was going to snow and the roads were going to be really bad. And when we were leaving, it was really foggy, but the roads weren't bad. We made it safe and sound, and our dog was sniffing this random cat that the family was like, we hate cats and blah, blah, blah. And guess what? They brought in a stray cat, and essentially this cat is now theirs. You can't tell me that's not love. You can't tell me. Look, and she's over here exploring. And honestly, being away from our cats was really sad in parts, but like having somebody in the house that was also one, like a cat, was really nice too. I know that sounds really weird. It was like a home away from home cat. And this cat was very weird because it looked like one of our other cats, like just the facial features, and then it acted like one of our other cats. So it was like multiple cats in one. So it really like filled our fix. I mean, obviously it doesn't replace our cats at home. That would be crazy. But it was like, oh, you're adorable and you deserve love too. We ended up buying a bunch of toys for it and spoiled the crap out of it. Speaking of, outside the house, there was quite a bit of cats. Just stray cats everywhere. We convinced the family to take us to Applebee's, our favorite eating spot, and this is my favorite thing to eat. And afterwards, we ended up going bowling. This is Peyton's grandpa stepping up to the plate. All right, I have a qualm, right? Sonic. Sonic is like one of those things. How come cheddar bites aren't everywhere? We don't have cheddar bites here. That's so stupid. One of our bucket list things were to go and get cheddar bites. And before we even started our trip, before we even left our home, We were planning to go to Branson, but the problem was the closer we got to the dates that we were going to go, we realized that it was going to rain. We decided we were going to go to Branson anyways. We'll figure out other things to do because there's a lot of stuff to do in Branson. So we went to the aquarium, was one of the things, and I guess this aquarium specializes in this giant octopus or something. And we met The Rock, which obviously you do all the time whenever you go to aquariums. It's a must. I asked him what his workout routine was, and he didn't say anything to me. He completely ghosted me. I don't know how I feel about aquariums per se. I do like being in them, but majority of the time whenever I am at aquariums and I'm like aquariums and zoos, at the end of it, I have so much footage and pictures of these fish and I'm like, it's not the same looking at pictures. I rather just be there. I don't like looking at these pictures. So here you guys go. You guys are going to look at these footage too. Look at these little motherfuckers. They're so funny looking. They just come in and out. And sometimes, well, did you guys hear that? Cora's being so rude. She got on my lap. And now she's getting upset with me because I'm trying to move her. After that, we went to the Hollywood Wax Museum. And this was interesting, right? If you have never been to a wax museum, a lot of the wax figures do look like their counterparts, what they're supposed to look like. But some of them just look so off and creepy and eerie. And I get that sometimes you can't get everyone's likeness, but it was quite interesting. And also comparing yourself to the height to these people, very interesting. I liked it. Like, look, Little Wayne, I think. Does he not? He look tiny. We did a mirror maze with this nasty looking witch, and this was a lot of fun. We went to a hot sauce store, and we tried a bunch of hot sauces while we waited for other people to finish shopping. And we went into the Disney store. I ended up buying a few things, and this is a foreshadowing for later. And then we ended up going mini golfing, and this was a lot of fun, right? And I realized that my mini golf swings are so powerful, and I suck at mini golf, but I have a lot of fun doing it. It doesn't matter. We ended up going to a place called Getting Basted, and I think they have some sort of rewards or something like that. I recommend it. If you are in Missouri, if you are in Branson, go to Getting Basted because the food was so delicious. I think we took some home and it was like really good leftovers too. And by the time we were going home, it wasn't raining anymore. Obviously, the amusement park was closed no matter what, and that was fine. Other day, I think it's really funny because the cats like to lay on top of the car all the time. We went to the movies with Peyton's mom. We got Mexican food. We went to Books A Million. I like Books A Million. We have Barnes and Nobles here. But like, why is Books A Million not universal? Books A Million is fun. We need more bookstores. On our very last day, we went to this place and this food was delicious. I just love food. Cheese curds. If you have cheese curds on your menu, your food is absolutely elite. And then the next morning, we ended up taking our little trip back, and it was very bittersweet because obviously we get to come home to be with our animals and stuff, but at the same time, we're leaving family behind, and we were only there for a week, and it was just really nice to visit with everybody. And if I could, I would definitely go back as soon as I could, but unfortunately life is difficult, and we made a lot of promises that we're going to come back, and we are going to come back. By the time I got home, I realized that my wireless watch charger broke. This was just so disheartening for me. Peyton did his little maze puzzle thing. I apparently been starting to pick up on a little magnets and stuff to stick on my fridge. It was really fun. I really like those. Those were both very beautiful. But at the end of the day, at the end of the weekend, I had to completely start unpacking, and this was very bittersweet because that meant the end of vacation. Very sad. At the end of the day, we ended up having to set back into normalcy, and the cats were so excited to see us. It was great. This vacation was so great. It was definitely needed. We definitely need to take more time to come back and see family. Family's always. And that's it. We'll see you guys in the next 6 to 7 months.